Dave Fanning, born the 30th of December 1955, is an Irish rock journalist, DJ, film critic, and broadcaster. Fanning currently hosts the 11th Hour on RTÉ Two and two radio shows, Drivetime with Dave on RTÉ Radio 1 and The Dave Fanning Show on RTÉ 2 FM. He also fills in for other presenters on RTÉ Radio, including acting as a surrogate for Ryan Tubridy in June 2009 and July 2017. Likewise, John Creedon has worked as a surrogate for Fanning. Due to his much-celebrated friendship with U2, Fanning has for 3 decades been granted the first airing of any of the band's new singles before anyone else in the world, with band members often calling Fanning to tell him what they are doing. He has presented more than 20 different series for RTÉ Television, including 2TV, the movie show, and documentaries on Cambodia and Ethiopia. He also hosted RTÉ's live television coverage of Live 8 in Hyde Park, London, July 2005, and Live Earth in Wembley Stadium, London, July 2007. He claims to have conducted around 200 interviews with global rock stars. Fanning is the receiver of several awards and nominations, the first of which was a Jacobs Award in 1980. He won numerous Irma Awards and has won Best DJ at the Meteor Musica Awards a total of 3 times, and been nominated at least twice more in 2008 and 2009. This after being granted the Industry Award in 2004. Hot Press regards Fanning as one of the most familiar faces and voices in Irish broadcasting. Rob Sharp of UK newspaper The Independent has referred to him as a legendary Irish DJ. BP Fallon commented in 2008, "Without Dave Fanning on the radio, music in Ireland would have had a poorer face. Dave changed things, opened up ears." The Sunday Tribune's Enya Tynan has defined his style as a 1,000 words a minute. Start a whole new sentence before you've finished the previous one. Fanning is parodied by Oliver Callan. Early and private life. Born in Dublin, Fanning was educated at Blackrock College, graduating from University College, Dublin, UCD, with a degree in English and philosophy and a higher diploma in education. That same year Dave took over as editor of Ireland's only rock magazine, Scene, and began working as a DJ on the fledgling pirate radio station, Radio Dublin. In 1977, Dave then moved to Big D when it was formed by Radio Dublin DJs in 1978. On both Pirates, he presented rock shows. He continued with that format when he made the move to legal radio in 1979. Fanning has always supported young, new Irish talent. He played their demo tapes and gave them radio sessions. His very first session in RTÉ Radio 2, RTÉ 2 FM, was with a young 4-piece Dublin band called U2, and his friendship with, and support for, the band led to Fanning's listeners deciding on the A-side and B-sides of the band's first single release. This was in the pre-CD days, when singles were only released on vinyl. The band came into Fanning's show for 5 nights in 1 week, and the listeners picked Out of Control as the first single, with Stories for Boys and Boy Girl on the B-side. Fanning's friendship with the band has continued. At a surprise birthday party held at Dublin's Mother Redcaps in 1989, all 4 members of U2 paid tribute to Fanning. The band's manager Paul McGuinness presented him with a special present, referring to Fanning as the world's best DJ, besides being guaranteed the world exclusive on all U2 releases. The band recorded a specially filmed musical tribute to Fanning when he was presented in 2004 by Larry Mullen with the Irish music industry's top award, the Meteor Industry Award. Fanning's wife, Ursula, was a researcher for Gay Byrne on The Late Late Show. Musically, he is a fan of Bob Dylan, whom he describes as his god. Although he dislikes his live performances, he met Jerry Ryan around 1978 while both were working in Dublin pirate radio station, Big D, sharing the common bond of both having attended college, though at separate colleges. Fanning claims they met at work daily between 1980 and 1999. Their friendship led them to socialize and holiday together, while the Fannings even moved in with the Ryans for a time in September 1995 when the Fanning house was under construction. Career: Fanning has written for Hot Press and the Irish Times, presented the movie show and been a disc jockey for RTÉ2 FM since it began in 1979. During the 1990s he worked for RTÉ Virgin Radio and had 4 television shows at one point, one of which was the movie show Radio. Fanning featured on Ireland's first official national pop music station, RTÉ Radio 2, now referred to as RTÉ2 FM, which was launched in the summer of 1979. He began presenting each Sunday at midnight, a role he would return to in 2008. His live sessions, conducted with the assistance of producer Ian Wilson, helped establish him on The Rock Show. However, Joe McNamee has written in the Irish Examiner that Wilson was the musical heart, soul and brains of Fanning's success. By the early 1980s, Fanning was seen by the industry and music fans everywhere as Ireland's answer to John Peel, BBC Radio 1 presenter. Alongside Larry Gogan, he is one of only 2 of the original disc jockeys to make it as far as the station's 30th anniversary in 2009. In 1994, Richard Branson invited Fanning to join his new station Virgin Radio. Fanning presented his own show there every week for 2 years. Hot Press summed up Fanning's career in the yearbook, when Billboard magazine referred to the introduction of RTÉ2 FM as one of the major factors behind the growth of Ireland as a major music centre. They really meant Dave Fanning. Fanning has been described as the ultimate fan, who through broadcasting has been able to make a career out of his many passions in life, chiefly music and movies. He currently presents a music-only program every Sunday night on RTÉ2 FM and he fronts a magazine-style program on RTÉ Radio 1 from Monday to Friday at 19:00. It is called The Dave Fanning Show. Fanning's first major award was a Jacobs Award in 1980, awarded for the depth and scope of his radio show. He won numerous Irma Awards and has won the Meteor Best DJ Award a total of 3 times, also being nominated most recently in 2008. An August 2004 edition of The Dave Fanning Show led to a Belfast-based company called Premier Leisure Promotions being forced out of business by what it called a «mad panic» in the midst of complaints about it from listeners. A January 2009 edition of the radio show in which Fanning skidded recklessly into a debate about the existence of God was described by the Sunday Tribune's Enya Tynan as crashing headfirst, inevitably, into low comedy, and a blast, when compared to how the show is usually the radio equivalent of a conversation about the weather. In August 2009, after spending some time presenting on RTÉ Radio 1, it was announced that Fanning would be returning to RTÉ2 FM to present his evening weekday show in his old 19:00 slot. The return followed the failure by RTÉ2 FM in its attempts to target teenagers. Fanning claimed, "In fact, I so never moved that instead I brought the 4 people who were working with me for Radio 1 and their desks into 2 FM. I never went over to Radio 1. I did all my programs from 2 FM. I never moved." I was also doing 2FM every Sunday, so I never left at all, so I'm just back to my spiritual home. Monday to Friday. On the 16th of January 2014, Fanning caused controversy when he announced the first-time play of new U2 single, Invisible, live on the Dave Fanning Show on RTÉ 2 FM. Instead, twice airing a 2012 release Bad Machine from alternative rock band Dark Stairs. The broadcast caused confusion and debate in U2 fan forums. Several media outlets also reported on the situation, namely Hot Press and radio broadcaster Alan Cross. Fanning said of the song, "Just a blast. A brand new, first-time play which is from U2. It's called Invisible. That's brand new from U2." Cited by the Irish Independent as the best friend to Bono and with over a 33-year history of U2 exclusives. Fanning later hinted that he was partially behind the hoax, saying, "We did point out that it was a spoof," when interviewed by the Sunday Times. To date, neither U2 or Dark Stairs have officially commented on the respective knowledge or involvement in the stunt. Fab 50 Each year since 1980, Fanning has had an annual alternative music poll called Fanning's Fab 50 on his radio show. This is decided by a poll of the general public and, since the advent of internet voting, surfers select their own favorite 3 pieces of music online. U2 top the poll on a regular basis. In 2005, Fanning released an Irish-only triple album, Fanning's Fab 50 Volume 1. Sales for this compilation album reached 1.5 times platinum. Fanning's Fab 50 Volume 2 was released for the Christmas market in 2006, also going platinum. Fanning's Fab 50 Volume 3 was released in 2007. It includes music pieces by U2, The Killers, R.E.M., Radiohead, Nick Cave, Lou Reed, Massive Attack, Paul McCartney, John Lennon, David Bowie, The Velvet Underground, Coldplay, Sigur Rós, New Order, Blur, The Verve, Ryan Adams, The Stone Roses, The Good, The Bad and The Queen, Oasis and 30 others. Television work. Over the past few decades, Fanning has fronted over 20 television programs for Ireland's national television station, RTÉ. He has been the subject of various television specials and besides presenting various music shows, both live and recorded, he has presented political TV documentaries from Cambodia and Ethiopia. Throughout the 1990s, Fanning presented over 400 editions of the movie show, crossing the globe for one-on-one interviews with movie stars. He also researched, wrote and presented over 150 rock star interview shows. Fanning Profiles, Music Express, Planet Rock Profiles. In the early 1990s, Fanning presented live music shows on Britain's Channel 4, Rocksteady, Friday at the Dome, Return to the Dome, and, for its first 3 years, Fanning was a member of the panel for the Mercury Music Prize. He began presenting the movie show for RTÉ in 1993. The last episode aired in September 2001. He also did a program called Music Zone for the station. It aired on Friday nights. In 2004, Fanning caused controversy when he chose to become a judge on television talent show You're a Star, to choose that year's act to represent Ireland in the Eurovision Song Contest. He explained his decision. "It's indefensible. I just can't defend this at all. It's Eurovision, for God's sake. It's all shite. Everyone knows that. But I just don't care. I'm doing it for a laugh. Of course I'm going to get people slagging me off. But I'm used to all that. I just thought, why not do it?" he says. "I've done everything else at this stage, including the Mercury Music Prize. IMRO showcases and Battle of the Bands contests up and down the country. When I did 2 TV from 1995 until 2000, I presided over the worst 5 years in 50 years of pop music history. It was all boys' own videos and I'd slag them all to death. Then they'd be in with me the next week and I'd say, "Lads, you're brilliant, 3 number 1s in a row. Well done. I actually like Ronan and I like Keith as people, but I don't like their music. Everyone knows that." Indeed, Fanning helped both Keith and Ronan celebrate their weddings at Powers Court Estate, Enniskerry, in 1998. During the 2000s, Fanning presented the independently produced The Last Broadcast, which initially aired on Friday nights and was 90 minutes in length. The title came from the Dubs album of the same name. By 2007, and towards its conclusion, the show aired on Wednesday nights. In 2006, he began a new interview television series in the United States. On the 1st of November 2007, his 14-week music interview television series of musical interviews, Talks with Fanning, was first broadcast on Sky Arts. He interviewed New Order for the first episode. Other episodes featured artists such as Beck, The Flaming Lips, Pet Shop Boys and PJ Harvey. On the 11th of March 2009, he began presenting the 11th Hour. The first episode featured an interview with Bruce Springsteen and music from Bell X1, Franz Ferdinand and U2. A second series followed later in the year, with the first episode on the Beatles described as "superb" by Hilary Fannin, reviewer with the Irish Times. On the 26th of August 2009, Radiohead, The Dave Fanning Interview aired on Sky Arts 1. Journalism and other work. Between 83 and 93, Fanning was music critic for the Irish Times and has written many articles for publication at home and abroad. He was movie critic for the Sunday World from 97 to 04. He has also written for the Evening Herald. He attended the Childline Time Together Celebrity Breakfast, a charity function held at Dublin's Berkeley Court Hotel in aid of the Irish Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children's Childline charity. In November 2001. In March 2002, he was a member of the judging panel to decide the Jameson Student Film Award for that year. Fanning was one of the signatories of an anti-war petition which was handed into Dáil Éireann by Hot Press's Olaf Tyransson in June 2004. In 2009, he hosted the 10th Kerry Film Festival in Tralee. HarperCollins published Fanning's autobiography The Thing Is in September 2010. Fanning criticised the MTV Emmys when they were held in Belfast in 2011, describing them as worthless and all for marketing. Awards. Fanning received the Industry Award at the 2004 Meteor Awards.